Okay, so we've got a few more people joining now, so I'll go over that again. Any questions, please just put them in the comments. So I'm looking at 2 screens here. But what Successful, Sassy and Spiritualpreneurs is designed to do is to help those who are in a spiritual or holistic based business, or those who want to be in a spiritual holistic based business, and to make that their full-time career possibly, or just to allow yourself to follow your soul purpose. I won't go into my story here. I'll go into that another time. But let's just say sometimes the universe forces your hand if you're not listening, or you're not prepared to take the steps forward towards living your soulful life. The universe will find a way, if it's meant to be, will be to kick you onto that path and that track. And that's happened to me quite a few times, where I was putting off leaving a corporate job, because, you know, you get used to the finances, you get used to the security of the wage, and I kept procrastinating. Next week I'm going to hand my notice in, next week I'll hand my notice in. You know, the money was good, it was helping me pay for all my courses, and I kept procrastinating because I had not sorted out a business plan. I hadn't made sure my security needs were going to be met by building up a business part-time whilst weaning my way off full-time employment. So in the end, the universe forced my hand, and I was forced to leave that job, and then I stepped into my full-time role as a holistic therapist. So subconscious blocks can get in the way and sabotage your success, and subconscious blocks stem from way back when. And way back when can be accessed through your mind travel on your timeline. And it's about thinking about what is your biggest fear, or what's your biggest block. And quite often with the students that I try and encourage them to start talking about their own personal story and their successes and their wins through their transformational coaching that they go on through the Soul Awakening method. I encourage them to start speaking about it. But quite often, people have a block about being seen, about sharing their gifts in the world, because they have a feeling or a fear that people are going to judge them and criticize them and put them down. So if you want to change that and heal that past story and recreate your new life so you can follow your soulful-based business and soulful-based purpose, you have to go back in time, you have to find that memory, you have to find that event, and you have to heal it. There are a multitude of ways in which you can heal past memories. One of the most beautiful ways is to do it through color healing, visualizing a color, what color is associated with a negative memory. See that color and then ask, if I were to heal this color and let this feeling go, what healing color would I need to replace this with? And just see what color comes through, and just keep imagining that color, breathe it onto that memory. And honestly, lo and behold, if you try and access that memory a couple of weeks later or a couple of days later, that feeling won't be there. The memory may have even gone. I tried this on myself the other day and it worked amazingly. Hi, Bookso, how are you? So any questions, just throw them out. So think about what your current blocks are. Now, for example, I was thinking myself the other day, where am I not allowing in abundance? Now, my business is doing really well. I'm really pleased, but I'm sure it could be doing better. So I was thinking, okay, where might I be sabotaging myself? Where might my own blocks be living? And what might be the cause of them? So for me, it was a case, a couple of things came up. One was about receiving. So one was about my feminine energy and my ability to simply receive and not always be having to do, which is the masculine energy. So ask yourself that question. How are you sitting in your feminine receptive energy? Quite often in business, it's very action paced and packed. you're thinking with your left brain, and your memory, your mind is on full steam ahead. You're wanting to create, and creativity can be very feminine. But when we're trying to drive something forward, we can very much be living in our male energy. So I asked myself the question, okay, if I were to be able to open myself up to receive more, what would I need to do? And that was to learn to become more receptive, more able to receive, and not just in the way of money, because money is just an energy. It's the same as every other relationship that you have. So think about the other relationships you have. And for me, it was to think about how well do I receive in relationships. And actually, I don't receive very well. I have a tendency to block. So therefore, there's a part of me that blocks my own level of receiving abundance on every level, not just financial. So think about that. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Another thing that came to me as well is, and think about this, ladies, do you save your best dress, your best bag, your best underwear for special occasions? Now, I've been doing this a lot lately. I am such a shopper. I love clothes. I love luxury items, and I have many of them, but they're just stashed in my wardrobe. What for? I don't know. A rainy day, a special day, which is not going to come, is it? And I'm thinking, why am I not wearing my best clothes? Why am I not wearing my best bag, my best shoes, my best coat? Why do I not allow myself to live in that land of luxury? Why am I saving that for some special occasion when I don't need a special occasion? Isn't just me being here now a special occasion? Why can I not just celebrate that? Why do I have to save these things and withhold these luxury things from my life when they make me feel good? When they make me feel like special, why do I not allow myself to have that luxury now? So that was another thing that occurred to me, to say, why am I withholding from myself? So I ask you to ask yourself that very same question as well. So let me know if you have any questions or comments. So Buxo says, used to save all the good stuff for great days out, but no more. Yeah, exactly. So how would you feel to allow yourself to be that person now, to put your best, all right, maybe not a ball gown, but to put your best dress on, to go to the shops looking $1 million, because it does something to you, makes you feel $1 million. I used to work in, I used to have a business in sales. It was very male orientated. And they all used to come in their, they might as well have been wearing their pajamas, because on their phone, they were all Mr. Oh, hello, posh telephone voice on, but they just looked a mess. So for us to try and instill something in the office to try and get them motivated, to make them feel better, that they were coming into a better environment, so they would act more professional, because that's ultimately what we wanted. We wanted them to act more professional. We would encourage them to wear the clothes that made them feel like a professional. So yeah, so Buxo says her blocks are always around sourcing my own clients now and coaching. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what all the students face, that at some point when they want to get clients, unless you've already in that kind of industry and you're just making a small transition or you're upskilling. So the best way to get clients is to think about the transformation that they want to hear that you can make to their life. So there are a sea of coaches out there, and some people, not everybody wants to be a life coach. Some people want to train and have the skills because they are life skills as well. But if you want to make a coaching business, then you need to talk about the transformation that your particular type of coaching is going to make to that individual. So rather than just saying that you're a coach or a transformational coach or a spiritual coach or a life coach, they're just labels on, let's say a packet of washing powder. There are several different packets of washing powder, but why do you choose the one that you choose? It's because you've heard a message and a visual and an image about what that's going to do to your life by using this washing powder. So you have to talk in their terms about what transformation will be made. And if you're unsure then about how to package that up, then you need to think about the transformation that you've gone on personally. Because there's a saying by the coach Rich Litvin, you can only take your clients as far as you're willing to go yourself. So when students say to me that they hold back on sharing their story, then it's because they haven't, number one, healed a child part of them that's been wounded and still carries that belief. Because as adults, we wouldn't have issues, particularly around being judged or criticized or put down, because as an adult, we know how to handle that. But as a child, we don't. So if you still get triggered in the same way, there's an unhealed child aspect of you that's still longing to be heard, understood, comforted if that situation arises. Number two, it's about having the understanding about your story, even if it's a horrendous one, a shocking one. Your transformation is the thing that people will be drawn to. So my transformation, there's been many, obviously, is all about learning to love the self. Number one, it's just been the key. So, I've had many lessons that have, and many experiences that have brought that learning to me. But I'm not going to sit here and name every experience that I've had. Ultimately, the theme that runs through it is about learning to love myself. And that's been brought to me through abandonment scenarios, rejection scenarios, neglect scenarios, humiliation scenarios, all of those postnatal depression scenarios. All of those scenarios have given me the opportunity to live my soul purpose, which is to love myself, to then sit with other people who possibly don't love themselves through their life experiences. And I am then able to share my skills, my knowledge, and my gifts to see through the illusion of the story the client is telling me, and to see how amazingly wonderful and beautiful they already are. They just don't see it themselves. And I can act as that mirror to help that client shift their beliefs, change their perspective, work through their issues, and to help them create and build a life that they love, not what they've been told to be or to do, or that's acceptable in the eyes of their parents or society, but a life that they want to create so they can love it and love themselves and love others through that as well. Okay, so all right, so hopefully that's just answered your question, Buxo. Yeah, so well, I'll leave it there, but just think about and write in the comments the ways that you feel you might be, number one, leaking your energy, giving your energy away, leaking your power. That could be, if you think about money, if you think about clients, it's a flow, it's an energy flow, it's a stream of consciousness. And if you think that's what you want, why aren't you receiving it? Ask yourself and tune into your body, where am I blocking myself? Where is that energy leaking out? And the thing is with that, it's about finding where that leakage is. So you could think, okay, it's in the sacral chakra, it's in the root chakra. I don't feel grounded enough. I don't feel completely rooted in who I am right now to really be able to take on a lot of clients, because I lack my confidence, I lack my sense of identity, I lack the ability that I have. So you have to really think about what it is that is blocking you, because it's actually coming from you. So you have the answer to this. So I just ask all of those listening, and if you're not following the page on Facebook, it's Successful Sassy Spiritualprenuers. It's a free group, and it's here for us to share our questions, or things that come up, and to ask me and the other people on here questions about creating that business life for yourself. I've been working hard over the last several years to create a business that sustains my life. And I'm finally getting to that stage. So there's no one quick fix. I've been in business for a number of years now, so there isn't a quick solution to it. But there are definitely things that you can do to help yourself. Everything is energy as well. So you've got to think of it in terms of, where am I blocking myself, and where am I letting this energy go, and what do I really, really want? And is what I really, really want right for me right now, or are the other steps I need to take to build up to getting to where I want to be? So I will pick up all the comments in the post, so don't worry if you've missed this, you can still ask a question. Take care for now.